When you go to your family doctor, one of the first questions they used to ask was, "How are you?" In modern times, the first question is, "I'm using AI software to record this conversation. Do I have your consent?" AI has transformed the patient doctor relationship by using voice to text technology to record their conversations, word for word, with great accuracy. The prevailing benefit is that doctors can spend more time looking at the patient instead of making notes. After the visit, doctors review the AI produced script of the conversation and make some changes for accuracy or other notes. This process alleviates 2 to 3 hours of administrative work every single day. But this revolutionary tool has gray area constraints that raise philosophical questions for these recording tools. Practitioners worry if the notes are being deleted from the apps or being stored and used for training AI machines. Patients worry about the data being used for more compromising reasons, and both sides are vulnerable to cyber attacks. But consider this practice of recording as an unwell human. You can imagine there are human activities that beget some terrible conditions. For example, taking heroin. Some patients are hesitant to confess key variables in their health when it is being recorded. This poses a question for the practitioner. Does she want her patient to confide in her so that the patient can have the best treatment? Or does she want to protect herself and her practice, as well as have an evening off? The ethics of AI is emerging as a societal concern as we provide increasingly more private information to the machines. Despite company caveats and privacy laws, you can never be sure your information is being kept private or that in some way it is being fed to the machines. Hackers are always looking for ways to access your private data, which makes us vulnerable to the very machines we have created. Welcome to We Are the Machines. I'm Dr. Deetra Sau. This podcast is for those who want to use artificial intelligence. Through anecdotes and phrases, you will be fluent in AI in front of the executive team and at the dinner party. I explain how machines learn in the context of human learning and arm you with the right questions to be asking the machines, or those who are building your business machines. You'll sound like an AI rock star by the end of each episode, so let's get started. The medical story is an example of a broader data dilemma facing humanity: being recorded. Before cell phones and social media, you lived most of your life in anonymity. Now, your image is captured in hundreds of ways every day. Your voice is recorded for quality purposes, or when you said hello, mistaking a spam caller for someone else. And your online data is being sold and bought in the cyberspace. In the 80s, we kept all of our contacts in a book, in which we wrote everyone's names, addresses, and phone numbers. It could disappear in a fire or under a couch just like that. Not anymore. A key step in any communication setup is to import your contacts. But it goes further. Your social media is tracking your location. It would be trivial for anyone, to physically find you. And virtually locating you can take as long as it takes you to read this sentence. So, not only is your recordings being used to generate new, morphed versions of you, but your data will outlive you in myriad ways. There's an AI-generated version of your voice calling a grandmother right now to ask for money from a foreign land. In this sense, the virtual version of you is not even you. Now, while having an avatar is a dream come true for gamers, identity fraud can be very dangerous. And what of the medical system? Record keeping is the backbone of any public healthcare system. Using AI to record conversations is asking both the professional and patient to balance the best treatment for the patient and ease of work for the medical professional. Okay, time for your question. Have you agreed to have your conversation recorded with a medical practitioner? When you responded, did this answer come to you as a knee-jerk reaction, fear reaction, or did you think about it? You can see by your responses, the AI administrative wonder can compromise your health because you might not be honest with the medical professional. Sadly, these recording mechanisms are taking advantage of an inherent trust in your practitioner. If my doctor can critically analyze the inside of my throat, then she definitely will keep my data safe. One has nothing to do with the other. Let's just say your doctor sold you Girl Guide cookies. Maybe you would buy them. But you have as much knowledge about the cookies that your doctor does. But do you have any knowledge of the data storage procedure used by the clinic? And when you're down with the worst cold of your life, are you going to take the time to ask your doctor about the cybersecurity plans? Once again, we have fallen into the trap of the machines with the most sacred of data, your human biological statistics. To the machine, you are another data point. But to hackers, you are gold. There are a few ways to protect ourselves. While we freely provide our phone numbers and email addresses to anyone, some hesitate to provide your home addresses and children's names. There is data that we inherently want to protect for ourselves, and other data we trust financial institutions to protect. But for other cases, maybe we do not have to tell the truth. Does it really matter if the barista knows your real name? My Starbucks name is D. If you are looking to introduce voice to text in your business, consider the data storage, location, and vendor risks. Where is the data stored, domestically or elsewhere? Who can access it? Are there third-party AI vendors processing the data? Bringing awareness to how you represent yourself in the cyberspace will protect your independence from an increasingly automated world. And now, a plug for the human. Not everything has to be recorded. Do you recall a time when you watched a sunset with your own eyes instead of through your phone's camera? How many times did you look at that sunset you recorded or the one your friend sent from the Pyrenees? Exactly. How about we try experiencing the world unfiltered, unfettered, with our own eyeballs? Be present to kids playing instead of rushing to record the moment to send to your in-laws. How about some moments being just for you? We will see you next time on We Are the Machines. I'm Dr. Deetra Sau.